Okay. Oh, that's strange. Why isn't my title page working? There we go. Okay. Let Aggie do it's a booting up. Oh boy, I did not sleep well last night.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
it sucks.
We have got some stuff to draw today.
Yay!
We have.
I love having prompts.
Weird. Just found a random envelope. With like, what was in this, or why is it? Whatever. Okay. Let me see if I can adjust this. I think I need to buy a new boom arm. So I don't want it clacking on everything. Maybe I do. I don't know. That sounds better. Okay. Okay. Skip Cat has been satiated. We've got YouTube chat. We've got Discord chat. I might have lost my spreadsheet. No, I have not. Here it is. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're ready. Let's do a quick transition over here. It is the viewer suggestion today. We are drawing suggested things by the YouTube community. I just lost Aggie. What are you doing to me? Making me look like a fool.
You are very, very quiet for me in the YouTube.
Okay, that is good to know. Partially because I just moved my mic a whole bunch. I might have to up this volume, by the way. Let's see what happens if I do this. That's too loud. Okay. Test. Yeah, that's too loud. Okay. Turns out YouTube has been using my Wacom microphone, which I didn't know was a thing. And so no one could ever hear me on Discord because it would default sometimes. And I wouldn't know. So I disabled that microphone. So hopefully people can hear me consistently now. If I am too quiet, please let me know. If I'm too loud, please let me know. We got some nice music going on today. I'm going to draw some rugby. We're going to draw some stuff. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit before I start to draw because I'm finishing my lunch. But I will do a mushy boy.
Druid is joining me today. I think I'm going to do a lunch bag rugby today. What if rugby is just different types of puppets?
I feel like that's a headcanon we've discussed before.
I think so. But like... Why are you so frisky today, Skipette? I slept for a month. Oh boy. More tuna figs, please. Your voice sounds a bit different today. New mic. Yeah, so this is actually my old mic. This is the original mic. Does it sound better or worse than the other mic? Is the real question. Because this is the mic I used to record all of my videos on.
This one sounds a little bit grainier to me, honestly.
That's weird, because it's an expensive microphone.
Well,
It could be the cable I'm using.
that could be it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're clear, so...
You sound a bit louder and chunkier. Interesting. It picks up a lot. Well, maybe it's time I start using other microphones.
Do you have a pop filter? Or a dead cat?
I do. Yeah, I have both of those.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. It's like, I bet you guys can hear that. Hum. Actually, maybe I didn't. Hold on, let me check. I wonder if I'm picking up 2 microphones now.
Maybe. I don't know enough about audio stuff to actually help you with this. Unfortunately.
How are you, Chris?
I'm good.
I guess the alternative option would be Goldtooth, hello. No, I don't have coffee, but I do have tea. Tea's good. Tea is good to have. Welcome in. I'm trying to decide how to adjust my microphone in a way that is good. I could go back to the other microphone. I mean, is it bad or is it just different? That's the real question.
It's just different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
It only really kind of crackles when you like raise your voice a little bit.
Yeah.
crackles, eh?
Yeah.
What it sounds like to
It's
me is that
grainy.
maybe you were too close to the mic. I don't know. For sure, though.
Let's try this. Today can be a good experimental day for trying new things. Uh-oh. Maybe it's not a good day to do that. There we go. Talk. Test. Okay, so that's only peaking at like 25%, but I could get louder. If I do that and I keep talking, now it's probably dead quiet. Test. Talkity talk. Hello. That's not too bad. Except now people can hear me all over the place.
I mean, it's going back to the problem of being very, very quiet.
That's okay though, because I can adjust that. If I put that back there. Ooh, that does sound chunky. And I can hear my... That's so sensitive. That's so weird. Okay, so if I put that to 50, you can't hear the clicks anymore, so that's good. So let's do that, and then I will do this, and then I will turn this up. How about that? That sounds pretty good. You can no longer hear the clicks. I can still hear myself talking, which is super weird. So we need to put that back.
It's very weird. In Discord, you sound fine. On YouTube, you've got an echo now.
Yeah, it's because I'm monitoring my audio.
Mm.
And so the desktop has my own voice, which is super weird.
Okay.
Super weird. It makes me feel laggy. There we go. I kind of wonder if maybe... Hold on a second. Ooh. Gross. How's that? Can people still hear me? We'll try that for a little bit. If that's too quiet, let me know. I can still hear myself. Even though I turned that off. Da, 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 da. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. 3 apps are using your microphone. Which 3 apps? Why is the Microsoft Store using my no? Get the fuck out of here. Okay. I did it again.
Well, I'm bored with audio problems, and I finished my lunch, so I'm just going to start drawing now.
Fair enough. Man, like, you can pick up the quietest thing across the room, and I feel like it can never pick up my voice. Maybe I need to adjust it somehow. What the shit is ear trumpets, and why is it my sound settings? Is that new? Did I accidentally download something called ear trumpets? That's what I got, man. Okay.
Is
No
the
more.
volume control for Windows?
Since when? Since when? I'm gonna do that. And now I think I have to talk like directly into the microphone. So I assume I'm kind of quiet now. Is that the case?
Yeah. In Discord, I have you turned all the way up, and I can still barely hear you.
Okay. So from now on, as a rule for the Discord, if you have to turn me up, tell me about it instead of turning me up, because then my it screws up me trying to figure it out for everybody else.
Okay.
I have you at like 94.
Okay.
And you're pretty quiet.
How about now? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have you at 200%, and you're still quiet, but I can understand you.
Okay, how about now? That's peeking red into Discord, or into OBS. So I think that's probably fine for YouTube. I'm going well. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Megumi. How's the audio? We're trying to figure out my audio issues.
Sounds better to me on YouTube and in Discord. I still have you at 200%.
That is weird. But Corvus is not at 200%?
No. I bumped it up to 100%, like where the baseline setting is.
Okay. And then
Discord, and you're really clear for me.
okay.
So it's
But also
probably just Discord then.
I just have really loud headphones anyways, so
But like comparatively, is everybody at 200% or is it just me? That's the question. Because like if Druid, if you have Corvus turned up to 200%, then I think it's your Discord mixing. But
Yeah, it's probably that because I have Corvus at 175%.
yeah, okay. So you need to just up your Discord output. This would be my guess. I have YouTube at 90%. Okay, wait, what? I never turn my speakers up to like more than 20%. So I never know. Like Windows for me is always at 20%, and then I just level everything off to that. So I have no idea. I'm going to check my own YouTube real quick. And then we'll keep drawing this paper bag rugby. Hope everybody's doing well today. Let me check this. Give me a quick moment. Uno momento. This. Okay. So that's a 20, and it sounds fine. All right, I think we're going to go with that. Can people hear the music? That's the next question. We'll try that. That is always the weird thing about the music, though, is whenever I have music playing, I have to put my media player for it at like 1%. Because it's so loud in the headphones for some reason. But only when I'm recording, so I think there might be some kind of discrepancy there that I need to look into.
I cannot hear music, but Bionic can.
Okay. Well, that's weird. That is weird. I really want an old school audio mixer, is what I want. And I have one, but I can't make it work the way I want it to and have Discord open. So one of these days, I think I'm going to have to buy like a better sound card and just rip it all apart. And have legitimate mixing, like legitimate audio, I think would be the good thing to do. I noticed several fighter barbarian monks. The days of me being the only martial suggests are gone, it seems. Were you the only person that ever did that? I guess I'm trying to think about that. I always play fighters, so maybe I'm just the martial class. But I played with a lot of monks. I think the thing is that for a long time, Warlock was the thing to play because it's inherently OP. But now that the game is kind of slowly rebalanced away from it, it's less the case. But I could be wrong. For a period earlier on, you got a lot of warlocks and sorcerers. Yeah. Yeah, and for some reason people are still trashing on monks now, which I think is silly.
I feel like Beauregard proved that monks can be total badasses.
Yeah, I never got the discrepancy in there. Like, the only thing I've ever really agreed with is like rangers are underpowered. It's like, well, they cut half of the class out, so yes, it's like it is inherently half a class right now. But I don't know. I never saw that with monks. It's like I've played with a lot of monks and they're all super powerful. I don't know what you guys are doing wrong to make you think that, but yeah, now people are trash on monks. It's weird.
I'm used to first edition Pathfinder where there was this weird disparity where everybody thought that monks were either too weak to be able to play, or there were a lot of DMs that were convinced that monks were way too overpowered and just broke the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I played at tables where monk was never allowed, and I played at tables where I played a monk, and people told me that was the wrong choice because I was never going to be able to do anything. And both of them were wrong.
Yeah. There are a few popular creators that are adamant monks aren't designed well, and it leaves a mark on the community. Okay, I can see that. Rangers were so mulched by the favored terrain. Yeah, and part of that really was, and we've talked about it in the past, favored terrain worked really well if the DM was focused on it. So, like, going to a location and finding a ranger, it's amazing. But when all of a sudden you're a ranger and then you get on an airship and go to another continent, it's like, why did you do that? The ranger wouldn't do that. That's not how this works. We're going to hunt vampires. I only specialize in werewolf hunting. It's like, get the hell out of here. Like, it's one of those things that rangers are very built for a campaign, built for a location. They used to be, anyways, and people didn't play them that way. So yeah, when you play a character wrong, you feel it. You very much feel it. And I've run into people about that with the same thing of like I used to do. One of my friends built a really, really super tanky character, and I'm like, that's not fair. I'm just going to start throwing things that make armor like completely useless. And it's like, then he stops having fun. And it's like, oh, right, no, I need to build a campaign around their characters, not to counter their characters. So I had a group of whom was permanently in the Underdark, and our rangers were great. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. Rangers are supposed to be experts of their. They're supposed to be experts, like, and so they work really well as NPCs, and they work really well in localized campaigns. But when a lot of people want to have like global implications, they definitely feel like they're out of their depth because they are. Like that was kind of the point. So yeah. I think the new upgrades for that allow for it a lot better, which is great. But I don't think the class was inherently wrong. I think people just didn't fully grasp it. And I think that might be the problem with monks too, because monks can be seen as like super tanky characters that don't do a lot of damage. They can be like really good at crowd control, but then they don't do a lot of damage and they're not very tanky. Or they can be really high damage characters and they feel tough because they have a high AC and high reflex save, but they don't have the mobility and survivability against magic. So it's like they're very specialized, and I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. You have to know how you're playing it and what your role is.
Yeah.
A generalist monk is still it's a great, powerful character. It's just not going to be doing, 80 damage a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in first edition Pathfinder, monks could also be built really well as mage counters because they had, they're a wisdom-based character, so they had a high will save, and they also had really high touch AC.
Yep.
No,
generally speaking.
Yeah, I've never thought monks were underpowered at all.
Nope. They're essentially specialized rogues, and rogues are really powerful.
I've had that argument as well.
I'd like to play a rogue.
That rogues are underpowered.
Yeah, rogues are essentially just what's this? Skill monkeys, skill goblins? I can't remember.
Skill mule.
Skill mules. Yeah, that was the term.
Skill mule is what I usually heard.
Skill monkeys.
Rogues need nerd. I'm kidding.
Monk is fine. It's just hard to build. That's gonna be fair. That can be fair.
And some monks are even ranged monks, like the Sun Soul monk.
Yeah.
5th edition.
One of the
laser beams.
when I played the polar bear monk, and then we added a few people to our game, and so in the new campaign, one of the people we added, his name was Matt. He decided to play a ranger monk, and he's like, "Oh, he's playing a monk. Great! I just played a monk for like 2 years. I know exactly what's going on here." And he shows up, and he's got this bow, and I'm just like, the fuck is happening? What's going on here? And it was really cool. It was a really cool build.
A lot of people love like the Zen archer archetype for monks.
Yep, that's what he was playing, and I'd never thought about it or looked at it before, and I was like, holy crap. It was a lot of fun.
Way of the Kensai is about the only way you could do it in 5th edition right now.
Yep.
Effectively, at least.
Yeah, but I think that would work. I think that would work. You do have to be a little lax with some things to really make it work. Like their monk weapon. I think there was something we had to do to make that functional, but I don't know. Lars did it with a great sword. That was interesting. That was funny. He also did a shit ton of damage. Gun monk works. Yeah. In my experience, rangers work amazingly as backups for the party. If the fighter goes down, they can set up a front line. If the rogue is busy in a pinch, the ranger will fill. Yeah, and that's what I meant by them being experts. It's like they should be the guides that can successfully traverse an area, right? So it's like they can fill any slot needed, and they should have the knowledge to do so. Like even if you're looking at like a wizard as only fireball, yeah, they can't do that. Actually, they can sometimes depending on their like rain of arrows and stuff. But for the most part, they don't fulfill the like pure tons and tons of damage, but they should have the utility that a wizard could bring to a lesser extent. So I think rangers are pretty cool. I like the idea of rangers.
They're like 1 part rogue, 1 part fighter, 1 part druid, 1 part paladin.
Yeah, my only complaint with the ranger is that generally speaking, all other classes are not tied to a specific location in world. And I think it's cool that that rangers are or can be. It can really put a cramp in a player's style if the DM doesn't know enough about the world setting to be able to guide them into what they should be choosing for favorite terrain, or if the DM is going to be antagonistic towards the party.
Sure.
So I feel like it works. I mean, you've already said this. I feel like it works really well if the DM knows how to DM well, and knows and understands that the rogue needs to function inside their favorite terrain, or at least against their favorite enemies, and they kind of really don't work outside of that. So while everything else is kind of a generalist, Ranger is only a generalist within a specific scenario.
Yeah, I think they're in this weird middle ground. I think Dr. Reyna said that right too. It's like they're hyper specialized for a zone, an area, and outside of that zone, their generalism goes away. They're specifically generalized, which is strange. Or they used to be. I think the new way to do it is a lot better. So it's just like it gives you that flexibility. It makes way less sense to me, but because now they're essentially inquisitors or hunters. I think is kind of the way they leaned, where basically they're very good at studying a specific thing that they can eventually change to. So I think the other part of it is people don't roll the survival checks hardly anymore. Like it's not as prevalent in my games.
Skip the exploration and travel parts of roleplay.
And I think a lot of that goes away because you're not using theater of the mind as much, because we have so many digital tabletops and we have so many like not tokens, but like tile sets. I love tiles, so I use them all the time. But just when you used to talk about it, and it's like we're gonna track the creature, someone had to do that, and hunt. That was the ranger's job, right? The ranger was meant to be able to do that. But when you have the tile, it's like we saw the goblin run that way, we're just gonna follow it, and it's like okay. So I think there's a few things that made the ranger less I don't want to say viable, but like less necessary, just because of the way the game evolved. And so I think the updates they did were good. I really liked favorite enemies, favorite
foe.
Yeah, favorite foe. I think that's a really cool idea. But once again, that doesn't have to be like a class. Like, what's your class? I hate goblins. Like, that could definitely have just been feats. Like, ranger feats, I think would have been just fine as well. But I really also like bow-flavored classes. And so, like, for a long time, when D&D just came out, it's like, be a fighter and have a bow. That's so much better than the ranger. And it's like, that sucks. Like, that sucks. That shouldn't be the way it is. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, ranger things work really well for other classes.
Or like the scout rogue for 5th edition.
Yep, scout rogue, much better than a ranger. Fighter with a bow, much better than a ranger. Kenzie monk with a bow, better than a ranger. Like, it just didn't make sense for a long time. They because the other part of it was like in older editions they had really cool pet battles, and then there were a lot of druids that took ranger classes to get those better pet feats, and then they just like, what if we just got rid of that completely for 5e? And it's like, then the ranger is useless. Like, that's half of their class. Half of their class is that. So I think there's a lot of things that you can do to have a really fun ranger time. Let's get some. We've been here for half an hour and we haven't actually drawn a suggestion yet. That title is totally clickbait right now. Let's get it going. Let's get this.
Stop being so clickbaity.
So the way we do this, Rangers used to be a prestige class type thing that was ultimately interactions with forest beings. Yeah, like that. I think that's a really cool way to look at it. Is whatever class you had, you then like settled down, became the expert in an area, basically became part druid just by existing there. And I love that. I love that about Rangers. But yeah. So the way we do this, I have a list of all the things that people have suggested. If you have a suggestion you'd like us to draw, you can tell us in the chat, and we will add it to the list. and I'm going to roll a d20, and we're going to pick one of these from that number. We're going to take that number and pick that one from the list. That was weird. I don't know why I said it that way. And then we're going to draw it. I'm going to draw it. And then Druid, whenever you're ready. And anyone else who wants to draw with us, you're welcome to. There's a link in the Discord. You can draw whatever, or you can draw something off the list if you'd like. So
Happy to make space.
here we go. Roll 14. A Pyro Eldrin Barbarian. Pyro Eldrin. So Fire Elf. Wait. Pyro Eldrin Barbarian Druid that draws aspects of Firefighter gone serial murderer due to losing his family. Didn't I draw a Firefighter last week? Maybe it was the week before.
I think it was a week before, but yes.
All right, so we got a fire. Essentially, we have a barbarian druid with a fire axe. I like that. I like that idea. I can do that.
It's a very fey elf.
Yeah. A very fey fire elf. With an axe. Oh no, okay. We can do something with that. Oh man. I'm trying to move all my stuff around. I'm constantly just breaking my whole setup. Ugh. Let's try that. We'll move this over because we can. And no one can stop me. Here's Johnny. Yeah, exactly.
So I now have the Dark Archive book.
Nice. When did that come out? Dark Archive. Which one's the Dark Archive?
It's the one with the Thaumaturge and Psychic in it.
Oh.
Beginning of this month.
Okay. Oh, for Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'm not sure if I like how they made their book.
Like the book is crappy?
Like physically. It feels like it will easily fall apart soon.
Interesting.
It may just been how it was shipped to me. It was just put in a box and shipped to me.
I
No
did.
cover on it. So.
Oh. Yeah, so when I get a Paizo book, it usually comes wrapped in bubble wrap and in like a huge box. But I did get, I got the core rule book because I bought it for somebody, and yeah, it just came in like a little box, and when I opened it, the cover fell off, and I was like, "The shit!"
Yeah.
So I gave them my old copy, and now that's the one I have is the shitty rule book. But like,
mine may have came not from like Paizo itself, but maybe as seller outside of them. Yeah, because every other book, like, I think the way to know that is if it comes in a Paizo box. Because any book I've gotten in a Paizo box is like bubble wrapped, and they all seem fine. Yeah, no, this came from Amazon.
Yeah. I think that's what happened to me too. I think I got my Amazon core rulebook, and it's bad. It's bad. So who knows? Who knows? I feel your pain. You can usually call them and be like, "Hey, what the fuck?" But
yeah, I mean, it's not damaged.
Yours isn't damaged, okay?
It just like the cover kind of feels loose, like it could easily, after reuse, just come off.
Then it is damaged because the spine is broken.
Yeah. Call them. Maybe they'll give you your money back. Amazon is weird. Like, at one point, I called them. I'm like, "Hey, you guys literally sent me the wrong cables. Like, I ordered this, and you sent me this." And they're like, "All right, we'll send you new ones." I'm like, "You want me to mail this back?" They're like, "No." It's like, "But I don't want this." Like, what do I do with this cable?
Pawn shop.
Yeah, something.
Computer recycling center.
I have no use for a MacBook power charger.
I really like the art in the book.
Oh yeah, it's super good. How do you draw a beefy elf? That's the question. That is the question I'm positing here.
See, I would think they would not be like bulky, but very
lithe.
Yeah, like how like a soccer player is, like very muscular, but it's like lean muscle.
And more ropey than beefy.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do here. Look up Dark Sun.
The world is ending.
Cannibal Fey Elves. Interesting. Cannibal Fey Elves. Interesting. 'Cannibal Fey Elves. 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 'Cannibal Fey Elves.
Thank God, no. Are there any cannibal elves in D&D? I don't think so. No, there's cannibal halflings.
Dark Sun is weird. Dark Sun is weird. That is a beefy elf. I've been drawing buff kobolds for the last 2 days. You'll be fine. Oh man, I've drawn nothing but buff kobolds for like a year. How draw muscles send help. Should be. Should have a section for monsters. Usually do. I don't like this song, and I keep not removing it from my playlist.
Apparently not. Rather odd.
A swobold. That's pretty funny. I like that. What is an elf? A swelf? That doesn't sound right. That sounds wildly inappropriate. Or a swolf? That sounds worse.
Yeah, it sounds like a slur.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so the way they have it is there isn't like a bestiary, but there's like what they call case files. And each case file has like stats for some creatures.
Oh, cool.
So.
Oh, right, because it's supposed to be like a murder, psychic detective mystery things.
Yep. Because you can now like turn a creature into a cryptid.
Gotcha.
Which is like a template that you can slap onto anything.
I don't know what the fuck happened last night on TikTok.
I don't know either.
I was just like scrolling through TikTok, and then there's this video of like a Yeti just thrashing a guy, and I'm like, holy shit, this is either really scary or like really good. And then he runs at the camera and then trips and falls off a mountain. And I was just like, what did I just watch? Because I totally thought that was a guy in a suit, but that guy died. Like, or maybe they threw like a puppet off the edge or something. It was weird. It was very weird, and I'm concerned about it. And I've not been able to find it again.
Seeing a very scary Yeti movie a couple years back. I don't know. That might be it.
Maybe it was. So yeah, it was either like really good production quality on just a throwaway joke, or some clip out of context. But it was very strange.
Very weird.
I hope nobody got in a Yeti suit and fell off a mountain. That's really all my. It's like, please don't make me accidentally watch snuff films. That would make me very mad. Damn you, TikTok. The swole isn't real. It can't hurt you. Cryptid fan films are sometimes great. Yeah, I agree with that. Someone got hold of all the books from Paizo, threw out the production error damaged ones, and is now selling them. That could be the case. That definitely could be the case. Yeti on a swing. All of my Chessex like game mats, if people know what those are, they're the dry erase ones, wet erase ones. I went to Paizo. I went to the PAX. There we go. Had to think about it for a second. I went to PAX, and they have all of their misprints for cheap. So, like, this one, the color's slightly off, and it looks kind of purple. I'm like, I'll take it. Gimme. I don't care.
Gimme.
I do that at the hardware store all the time too. It's like, is this functional? Yes. Is the packaging destroyed? Yes, I'll take it.
When I had cash, I would do that at IKEA.
Yep.
I need a piece of furniture. Somebody turn this in. Still perfectly fine. It's just been assembled by somebody else. It's my needs. I'll take it.
I used to go to thrift shops all the time when I was younger in Idaho. Because, like, go to a thrift shop, buy a chair for $5. Yay. Here in Seattle, it's like you go to a thrift shop and it's like, oh, you want to buy that desk? I'm like, yeah, that's a cool desk. I'll buy it. They're like, cool, it's $300. I'm like, that's more expensive than it would have been if it was normal. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, there's so much, like, bespoke attitude on thrift stores here that it drives me up the wall. It's like, listen, yeah, like they know people will pay for it, so it's like you can't buy nice stuff at a thrift store without them basically taking advantage of the people that they know don't need it. It's like, that's fair. But oh well. Oh well. There's a funny thing that happened yesterday. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy with Sierra and Ryu. Amazing Twitch streamers, by the way. You guys should go check them out. Sierra is often in our Discord and does some amazing stuff. Great artist, great game player, cool person. But we were playing Final Fantasy. They were playing Final Fantasy, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to follow them around. Why not? And when I play Final Fantasy, I have a friend that's basically been playing nonstop since the game came out. And this is the same friend that played 11. So, like, he knows everything about the game. So I constantly feel like I'm just a little kid running around. I'm like, what do? How dungeon? Help, please. And we started playing with them. And Ryu kept saying things like, oh, just a little baby, help me. And I'm like, what? I'm not the expert here. And then I was like, shit, I am the expert here. I'm not ready for this. I don't like it. And I had a moment of like, yeah, I have played this game a lot, I guess. I kind of do know what's going on. It's always a weird time.
Existential crisis.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this is not the role I was prepared to play.
Am I an expert? How many hours have I put into this game? Shit. Started playing Cross the Obelisk, which is like Darkest Dungeon and Slay the Spire. Kind of had a weird baby. It's good. It's good. Lars was wanting to play that. Played a little with him this morning. The art style is great. I love it. I really like that game. It's a little slow, but I definitely think maybe that's something we should play on stream. Get some people together. Maybe get the Patreons together and play that. Have up to 4 players playing a deck builder RPG, I guess. Yeah. That's fun. Druid, I think you'd like the art style. It's very reminiscent of... It's a lot of stuff that I'm like, did I draw that? I don't think I did. It's so clean, so I definitely didn't draw it, but like, hot damn. It's very much my style.
I probably would very much like it then. So it's kind of like comic booky?
Yeah, like, so Slay the Spire, when we played Slay the Spire, it feels a lot like that. But it's so much cleaner. So much cleaner.
Right. And more consistent, I assume.
Yeah. Mind you, like, the animations are still kind of jank because it's just like a really simple Photoshop kind of animation.
Right.
But it's not bad this time. Slay the Spire had some really bad animations. For the new Kickstarter, we'll throw a Yeti off a clip for $10,000. Ted, that's the way to make money, right? A lot of thrift stores are owned by corporations, so they up prices. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird.
And I would argue they're no longer thrift stores.
Yeah. My dad used to volunteer at like a St. Vincent's, because they were owned by the church, and so he would go help out there. And a lot of my like youth toys are from bygone eras because he would get stuff from there and bring it home for me. But at the same time, when I came up here, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to St. Vincent's, and sure enough, yeah, I was like, oh, that's a nice end table. That's what I'm looking for. Like $150. It's like, no, it's not worth this. What are you doing? This is not Amazon. I am not buying this off the shelf. This is something somebody owned for a shit ton of time and you got for free. Like, what's going on here?
Like, do you understand what a thrift store is?
Yeah. They bought the competition. Probably. 3D Goat, hello. Sup, pals? Have a lizard. Thank you for the lizard, Ted. How are you doing today? Gabrielle,
I'm ready for my drawing prompt. What should I roll?
Roll D20. Yeah, we still have 20.
All right.
We were doing dungeon.
17.
I was the tank, and I had a moment of, oh no, I cannot tell them. So you say 18?
17.
17. Ooze fighter in a suit of space armor. That's not super D&D, but it's kind of D&D.
Say it again.
An ooze fighter in space armor.
Ooze fighter in space armor.
So I suppose that's very Starfinder. But actually, no, they added all that stuff, so that actually can work for Spelljammers now.
Yeah. Because there's the plasmoid.
Yep, the plasmoid and the space stuff. Okay, Jump Rope says we were doing dungeon. I don't know what dungeon is. Darkest dungeon? I was the tank. I had a moment of, oh no, I cannot tell them this thing to make it easier. It'll be fine. Oh god. I was the tank. That means I'm in charge here. Okay, yes, I see. So when we were doing Final Fantasy, yeah, there's a level of, if you're in the know in Final Fantasy and like you know the mechanics and you have the appropriate gear, which it's pretty hard not to have the appropriate gear in that game, things become trivial. And so like the lowest level dungeon you can basically just walk through. And so there was a moment of like, do we let them enjoy the game or do we just trounce it? And I was like, I don't know what to do. So that was another issue. Because I want people, when they play a game, like I hate it when, cough, Minecraft, when you jump into a game and people are just like, okay, here you go, this is how you win. And it's like, stop, I want to figure it out. I want to enjoy it. But whenever you play with new people, it's like you have to balance that out of like, okay, I can help you because I have the experience, but how much do you want me to help you? And that's always
called out right now.
Well, I am calling you out. Like that's the prime example of it, right? So when we started, we tried to play Minecraft with Jump Rope, and like I knew everything of Minecraft 10 years ago. So I don't know, like, I didn't know about beehives. But for the most part, I have a general understanding of the game. And I'm like, Jump Rope's never played this. We're just going to jump in, and I'm going to let her figure it out, and I will tag along. And because we did it on a Discord server, there were like 10 people that are just like, diamonds, here, take all this stuff. Here's your armor. And I'm just like, oh, no. I don't know what to do now. And it sucks because, like, the people that have already played the game don't necessarily want to, like, lollygag through it. But like I'm okay with that, especially in like Final Fantasy. It's like if you just want to watch the cutscenes, I'll sit here and wait. I'm fine with that. Like we're hanging out, that's important. But I totally get that that's not how a lot of people want to play games. So there's definitely a balance that has to be given there of like asking people, how much do you want me to handhold you? Do you want me to give you tips? And yeah, so that worked out. I did that. That was the first dungeon. It was like, hey, do you want me to explain this? Like, yeah, explain the fight, and then we'll figure it out. It's like, perfect. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, Jump Rope was the tank. Jump Rope was in charge. It's just like, here we go. And she did fine. Everyone did fine. It was good. It was really fun. But I definitely have some friends that will just jump in and be like, okay, here's the 5 things you're gonna do, and we're just gonna trounce this. It's like, okay. The problem when that happens to me though is like I don't retain things because it's like, yeah, we just trounced that dungeon. It's like I have no idea what we just did, but now if I come back here alone, I'm gonna have no clue what to do.
Did ISO buy Cobalt Press?
Did they? That would be news to me. I know
They're selling their books now.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say they're I knew they.
Unless there's like a partnership.
They have a partnership. Is the last thing I heard. I thought.
Because I was looking at the scheduled release for some books that I wanted to look into.
Is the audio looping? Sorry. Go ahead.
As I was scrolling through, I saw that there was like 5th edition books being published. Like, huh? And then I saw one of Cobalt Press's book titles, and I was like, that's weird. They buy it?
Yeah. Guild Wars 2 is a weird spot. Thousands of new players and vets trying to carry them into everything. Yeah. Is the audio looping? I've been here. Are you saying I've been here because I said hello again? I try to say hello to people, even if I've talked to them before, because it's polite. So I might have said hello to you twice, and I'm sorry about that.
There we go. A slime in a spacesuit.
You know what? I can't argue with that. You broke the fan art rule, but I think that's legit. I think you did a good job.
I'm going to do a real one now.
Oh, okay.
I
would allow that. I think you nailed it. I think we got tricked, and you called him out on it. I like it. Yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun with Final Fantasy, and I really like playing with people. So hopefully we can do that more. But yeah, if we ever do play games with anybody, get a chance to, now you know. Like I like to experience things for myself, and if you are playing and I'm the expert and you don't want me to tell you things, let me know that, and I won't tell you. Ryu was in a high level area because he'd taken a wrong turn, and I was following him, and I was like, oh no, what do I do here? Do I tell him he went the wrong way, or do I let him just discover it? And then he's like, there's a dragon! You're here, we can take it! I'm like, that's a very high level dragon. I can probably take this by myself. Being max level of almost taking it, I'm like, oh no. We killed it, and I was like, yeah, we did it. But man, I never know. It's like, shoot, how correcting do people want to be when they're playing games with them?
Yeah, it looks like the book I won't be out until like mid-November, so
Bummer.
I got some time.
Yeah, you're good.
It's fine.
The Yeti conversation started again, word for word, and I'm tripping out. Ooh, that is weird. Did it get, like... Maybe it did loop. I don't know. It's very strange. Can you go back in a live stream? Like, can you rewind it?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say I thought you could. So maybe it hiccuped. I don't think we've had 2 Yeti conversations, so...
No.
Okay, so the Fire Eldrin, they don't have fire hair, do they? Like, they're not a Freet. But I'm trying to think of...
I've never known of a Fire Eladrin. I know
of really?
Summer Eladrin.
Maybe it's the Summer that I'm thinking of, and I just kind of blended them together.
They have, like... The Summer ones have, like, bright, glowing, golden hair.
Oh, okay.
And they are known for their fiery tempers. So.
Yep, sounds good to me. We'll just lighten up the hair here. That is just a golden elf.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go for like a tight bun here, or a tight pull. What do you call it? Ponytail? Yeah.
Can't decide if Adam Savage has ruined spacesuit design for me or taught me how to do it.
Why? Because you want to make a realistic one, not a theatrical spacesuit?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sitting here thinking like, well, no, if this was a spacesuit, like, gotta think through all of the problems you gotta solve. How is this line going to be able to function inside a spacesuit?
Here's the drawback to that is all spacesuits are tiny spaceships.
Yes.
There are no spacesuits that are suits. So yeah, I think if you ever want to make a spacesuit that's like combat armor, you're just not like you are in a fantasy realm.
Yep.
So yeah, I always just lean into it. There's no way to not lean into it, and I think that's fine. I'm also a big fan of like Iron Man suits, so I think that's a great starting place for me. It's just like, how much Iron Man do I want to put in here? Versus like the Halo Mark I armor, which was just like I'm a dude in a suit. It's like that's just a spaceship. That's a spaceship with legs. You just I'm in Never Enough Yeti. That's pretty good. I'd like to play my Yeti monster character again. That would be fun. I think I want to run a monster campaign one of these days, but I'd have to write something pretty good for it, I think.
I'd like to play a bugbear who's convinced that he is a Yeti.
I mean, if I was going to play a Yeti, I'd essentially just use the bugbear stats. But you could also just use the Yeti stats, so I think they're both viable. I think those are both viable.
Always wanted to play in an animal campaign as an internet Karen's purse Pomeranian. It's just
spoiled as shit.
No.
Carry me.
No. It is specifically a barbarian who is fed up with all of the abuse and shit that it gets from somebody else deciding everything that happens to it all of the time.
You don't think Pomeranians are like super pampered?
I think it depends on the Karen whose purse it is living in.
That's fair. This is not a proper axe grip. It's not a proper axe. I don't care.
Fancy.
His serial killer trait is that he uses fake axes.
You say fake or fey?
Fake. Yeah. Probably use the Goliath stats for a Yeti character. Yeah. You could do that too. I do think the bugbear would be closer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I would even specifically include the bonuses to stealth, hiding, and the sneak attack. Because I mean,
also,
Yetis are super elusive.
yeah. You could also make the argument for like a furbolg.
sell me on that.
Turn invisible. Well, it's mainly just simply turn invisible.
Yeah.
On demand.
Can Yetis turn invisible? I guess they kind of just
Nope.
wander into the forest, right? Like that counts.
And then just disappears.
Yeah. Hide in plain sight.
I would also argue like maybe like not so much for a Yeti, but more like a furbolg, because I imagine not furbolg, but a Sasquatch. Because I imagine Sasquatches can talk to animals, or have a basic understanding of what an animal is thinking.
That is a weird. a weird feature of the Firbolg, right? Like
Yeah.
the ability to listen to animals but not speak to them, or vice versa. Because it's yeah.
I think it's speak to nature but not understand it.
Yeah.
If
That
I
always
remember,
feels
because
really strange to
Caduceus-
me.
Yeah, Caduceus was always like talking to plants and shit, and like with this specific understanding that he was not going to be able to get an answer back.
Yeah. So it's called, the feature is called Beast of Beast and Leaf, which is sounds really cool. You can communicate in a limited manner to beasts and plants. They can understand the meaning of your words, though you have no special ability to understand them in return.
Okay.
You have advantage on charisma checks to influence them.
Okay. Please don't eat us. No.
But I'm hungry.
Your main attack is slapping logs on trees. Probably use glasses. I want to add more. I guess I could have done like a firefighter suit. It's barbarian though. Trying to think of suspenders. Got it.
I do like their manic psycho face they got going on.
Trying to branch out, try some new stuff. We'll give them some suspenders here. I think suspenders will do the job just fine. And then we'll give them some big old fire-resistant pants. My pants made out of asbestos. Asbestos in fiberglass. Gotta get that fiberglass. Give him a whole bunch of tattoos of like fire resistance. That'd be fun. Nope, I don't like that. It's too much. Let's get rid of that. Woo! Now he's got this tiny axe, and I don't know. It's just like a tiny hatchet. I guess chop. Chop, 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 chop. I think I'm about done here. You got some strained biceps, which looks good. Got some kind of bandy arms. Maybe a little more muscle. Maybe a little more muscle. You know what? Let's darken this up. Let's make his arms kind of dirty. He's got charcoal hands. I always love that when you see like blacksmith characters that are like dwarves that are immune to fire and they just like reach into a fire and grab something. It's like, yeah, you don't need tongs if it doesn't burn you. Like, whatever. It's fine.
This is fine.
I've decided Adam Savage's influence has definitely made this better for me.
I think thinking about things is usually better. Especially when
but sometimes it's less fun when you just wanted to do something fast and simple.
Yeah, I mean, there's, what is it? Research is the death of creativity. It's something that someone has said to me before, and it's just like, yeah, but something being creative and something looking like shit kind of detracts from the creativity.
I actually don't believe that that's true. I don't think
either.
that research is the death of creativity. I have heard that before as well, though.
And I think part of it is it's not wholeheartedly true, or not wholeheartedly wrong, but it's also not completely true, because like getting inspiration to take something and be creative that you would not have thought about, I think can be really cool. But at the same time, like there's a lot of especially like in design industries, to take what works and just iterate it. So if you're trying to come up with a unique idea, starting fresh can be good, but there's nothing wrong with taking something that already exists and filtering it. And I think those two things are, don't gimp yourself by over engineering. That's true too. Yeah. At some point you can just say like, this will be fun. Right? Just because you know the correct way to do something doesn't mean you have to do it that way. But thinking about it, I think, can be important. Okay. I think I am good here. Except I feel like maybe this act should be a little more 3D. So we're gonna make it a little more 3D. There we go. Bum bum bum. I hope that is what the suggester wanted. Da, 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 ba, da. I think that's a good spacesuit.
Thanks.
A final frontier.
The whole blah 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 blah. Well, let me go and be there.
I think the thing that I specifically like about watching Adam Savage simp over spacesuits is the specific idea of how astronauts customize their spacesuits so that they can be seen and recognized by their companions out in the void of space.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it may not be a thing that actually happens a lot because of like the official uniform. I imagine it must happen to some extent because all of those spacesuits are the only. he talked about specifically on the build he was making for the game company or the graphics card company. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, but he made a couple of space suits, and it was really interesting because he talked a lot about weathering and about identification, and I think most of it was most of the idea of customization and identification was very much a came from his background in movie prop design.
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to, right? Like, he didn't come from NASA. So, but I guess, go ahead, because I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Just that I had fun painting. Like, I would not have thought about the customization without Adam kind of talking about that. So I had fun painting this green, like giving it markings and like a designation. And I think that the suit is better because of it.
Nice. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of in the same way that in Star Wars, the clone troopers.
Customizing their
where they were customizing their armor. Like it helped you us as the audience be able to identify them better, and two, it also kind of made sense that they would need to be able to identify by sight their commanding officers. So
right. I'm gonna roll again. Here we go.
Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just about done as well.
Buff, brawny, barbarian, bugbear boy bearing big ballad song. What is a ballad song?
Are we switching places? Are you only drawing shirtless dudes today?
Apparently. I feel like that's slowly becoming a trend of this channel, which worries me. But maybe not. I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Big buff bugbear. Another bugbear barbarian. Okay. Barbarian number 2. I like drawing bugbears. I'm trying to remember what a ballad song is.
I think it is a weird spinning blade thing.
Like a chakram? Ballad song.
Kinda. Because I know they made them as weapons for the Konrasu in Pathfinder 2nd edition.
That is a weird. Like, I need to dig into that character class some more because, like, they did a strange thing where they're like, you're proficient in Konrasu weapons, which are any weapon you make out of wood. And it's like, what? That seems irresponsible.
I was wrong. It is a Filipino weapon.
What's it look like?
I'm seeing you a picture now.
That is a great astral elf. I love that.
We need Sierra to come give us the dirt on her ancestry.
Spinning knife.
Tell us how this works.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sweet. Okay, I can do that.
I was thinking of something else that's sounded similar in my head, but apparently are not. So.
What are those sticks called?
Tonfa?
No. Tonfas are the wooden with the handle.
Yeah, like billy clubs.
I might have been thinking billy clubs. Hold on.
Collie sticks.
Rattan, yeah.
Or
sorry. Rattan's the type of wood, but yeah, collie sticks is what I was thinking of. Burned rattan. Escrima was the other one. Okay. There were a bunch of words there, none of which was the words that I was thinking of, so that's fine. But we can draw this. Bugbear boy. I've lost everything here. There we go. Okay, I got the chat back up. Butterfly knife, butter knife, butter knife. And then Goldtooth posted a whole bunch of puppies. Okay. All right. Puppies it is.
A new hat.
Oh, good God. Okay, that's a meme video. I will watch that later. That was not puppies at all. I have been lied to. Bugbear. Bugbear.
Slowly starting to see more Konrasu art.
Konrasus are fucking great, and I'm
weird.
Yeah, I've been trying to do a video for the auto gnomes. I think I'm gonna switch over and do a Konrasu video first. I don't know if it's just because that's where my head's at, or every time I try to draw an auto gnome, it turns into a little tiny wooden Konrasu figure. So I think I might need to do that first. The issue I'm having with the Konrasu is like there's no definite distinction between whether or not they can or cannot talk, can or cannot see. And it's kind of I need to dig into it more.
Well, they do have their own language.
They have a language and they can learn a few different languages, but like, so I assume that means they can talk, but
Yeah.
is it audible?
Like...
It's not telepathy, so. But they're cosmic orbs with trees wrapped around them.
Yeah.
I saw some swobles this morning, angry cosine to the kobold.
Cousin, I think, is what he meant.
Oh, cousin. Okay. Yeah, we saw a picture of the swobles this morning. It was pretty funny.
I guess they would talk similar. The only thing that's coming to my mind is the Hanar from Mass Effect, which are just jellyfish that kind of talk, and the sound just emanates from them.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Same thing like the Protoss. I think the Protoss is pretty close.
Yeah.
Just vibration.
That's more or less what I was thinking of with your character.
Yeah. Because I mean, how does anybody really talk, right? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. How do you vibrate words?
So when you said you were playing a tree, that's what you
Yeah, I was playing a Konrasu. I played a Konrasu this weekend. It's last weekend.
He introduced his character by pretending to be a dead potted plant in the corner of the guild for a month.
And I wanted no one to know this, but you outed me right out the gate.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I was trying to get shit together so we could get going to the quest as soon as possible, because we've had a problem with finishing on time.
Yep.
So I apologize, but also your stealth roll was not high enough.
No, it was
for
bad.
Most people. Passive.
I guess the thing with it was like I wanted it to be. I didn't care if people saw me. I didn't know if people would like have the wherewithal to be like, why is that tree standing there, or if they would just kind of disregard me because they thought I was just a potted plant. I thought that would be funny. I was gonna wait until they decided which quest to go on, and then as they were leaving, just like, I will follow you. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Did this plant just decide to follow us on a mission?
This is what
New
I
roll,
was
by the way.
thinking of.
What was that?
Interesting.
Oh, you need a roll? Okay.
No, 11.
A changeling, path of the beast barbarian. God, so many barbarians today. With the hunted one background, meaning she has hellhounds sealed inside of her. Ooh, that's interesting. So a changeling hellhound barbarian?
I'm just thinking of Helsing.
Does Helsing have barbarians in them?
Well, in Hellsing, the anime,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Alucard has like a weird black demon dog in his coat.
Interesting.
That kind of just shoots out.
Changeling Path of the Beast Barbarian with a haunted one's background, meaning she is a hellhound sealed inside of her. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. So many barbarians today. There's actually, like, I think that was the last one on the list. Nope, there's another one. There's another one. We got a necromancer, an assassin. There's another barbarian.
I do know there's a paladin.
There's one paladin. Yep. Lots of barbarians today. The dice have spoken. The dice have spoken. It's Bionic. I did an alliteration. Yes. More beefy bugbear barbarians. Or is there another one? Is there another alliteration I should know about?
Apparently the Konrasu have weapons that are like that in the little gif I sent.
It's just spiky, twirly boomerangs?
Yeah, that they kind of just hold and spin around.
Interesting.
They also have a unique crossbow they have.
Yeah. I didn't take the feats to learn those, so I didn't care. I only wanted shield. Only wanted shield. And it worked out pretty good for me.
Cast photosynthesis.
Yep. I also took that feat because I think it's funny. Which, after I was thinking about it, like, it's weird because it's basically, it gives you a free medicine check roll for the short rest. Because Pathfinder doesn't really have short rests, like, not in the same way.
Yeah.
So whereas other people use healer's kits, I can just sit in the sun.
Yep. And recover 1d8 hit points per level.
Yep.
I actually like second edition Pathfinder's system for it much better. Not that I don't like the short rest, but I feel like if you're gonna have short rest, there's almost no point in having a medicine skill.
Yeah, that is something that kind of weirded me out about, like, 5e. Like, no one knows what their medicine kit is for. It's like, yeah, because you don't need it. Like, it's just, I want to make potions eventually. It's like, cool, everybody can do that. It's not, it's fine. is fine for what it is, but definitely is missing some stuff. Still missing some stuff. There are still 3 more barbarians, yeah. Oh, let's see what Goldtooth say. I wonder if Goldtooth could magically make some swobolds. He doesn't want to make them his race very important. More important. Are swobolds just beefy kobolds, or are they, like, magically enhanced in some way? Dwarves have golems and elves have woodland creatures. I mean, I would say that dragons have kobolds. I think is the problem. If you're looking at, like, racial created things, dwarves have golems, elves have woodland creatures, and dragons have kobolds. Kobolds are the secondary. But I guess kobolds could have skunks and oozes. There's like a tier system.
Badgers.
Badgers, yep. We could do a badger. Is that when the Tome of Foes came out that let you play? I don't think that guy was a kobold, was he? I think it was a gnome. The gnome with the badger. There was an animation that they released. I'm trying to think of what it was. I think I'm making this Bugbear 2.
I know they did that for 4th edition.
To bear?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 4th edition. I think you're right. I think that's what I'm thinking of. They introduced tieflings and gnomes.
Yep.
I have a badger!
I love parties.
I have my own dungeon! Yeah, I gave him an actual bear nose. Too much bear, not enough bug.
Not enough bug.
Not enough bug. Not enough boogabear. Can somebody post me a picture of a bugbear, please? My brain is not. Am I far off? I think I'm doing okay. Big fuzzy rugby. That's what I need to go for. A player got an eye ripped out. He's a one-eyed samurai now. Oh no. That's not good for anybody. One of Kevin the Necromancer's players' character's name is Garth One Eye. And he just has both of his eyes. like, why are you named that? Guess there was also a pirate named Jorgen Pegleg who had 2 feet. Kevin's campaign is weird.
There's your 2 bugbears.
Bugbear. My arms are too long for no reason. Get something like that in there. Give him some furf. Some flurf. Some ear flurf. Oh yeah. You can use a medicine skill and medicine kit. If you have proficiencies, you can make them more potent. Yeah. What is the medicine skill used for in 5th edition? That's the question. Is it too late to mention this, but for monks, the gloves of soul stealing can help with adding more bulk to it without giving up AC or attack? It's not too late to mention it. Gloves of soul stealing can help with adding more bulk to it without giving up AC or attack. What do they do? I guess that's the question. I'm kind of new to this channel. Love your style. It gives me lots of inspiration. Nice. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, I feel like a big problem with monks, I think like the problem that a lot of people kind of run into without really thinking about it too much, is that monks are kitted from the get-go. And so, whereas like a +1 sword makes your character better, monks don't have that, right? They just like, my fists are my weapons. It's like, can I enchant them somehow? And that's what's missing. And I think a lot of people kind of don't have that. That's what I was saying. Like, you have to add some things.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of built in.
It is a little bit, yeah.
With the damage progression that they get as they level up.
But since it's built with a level, a lot of people can get in like magical items, magical armor that boost you. Yes. So your character can all of a sudden, it's a party of level 3s, but you're fighting level 7 stuff. The monk doesn't have that inherently. And because they can't wear armor or they can't use specific weapon types, it feels like they don't get rewarded the same way that everybody else does. Bri, hello, pumpkin time. They're stat heavy. They are stat heavy, yeah. It makes your Constitution to 20 and deals an extra 2d10 on hit. Holy shit. That's a great... Yeah, that would break a monk real fast. So what's your character? Well, I'm invincible and I have 2 great swords for fists. Yeah.
I mean,
that's a thing.
Give a monk shillelagh and that helps as well. Or that also works.
It's force damage for extra damage. That's pretty cool. That's a really cool weapon. I might look at that. And so, see, for me, what I would do is I would build up to that. Something I like doing for monks in my games is I'll usually give them like a ring, or I think originally in Pathfinder it was like an amulet of natural attack. Which, if for anybody that doesn't have monk natural attacks, it boosts your fists to all of a sudden have, now you do it like a D4, and it's like, yeah, that's great. Yeah. But you can enchant it, so you can all of a sudden have flaming fists, or you can add +1 vorpal weapons to your fists, right? That's really cool. That's what I think is missing to it. And they're right. 5e does eventually add some stuff like that, like you can eventually punch ghosts. Because it eventually makes your fists effectively a magical weapon, which is great. Like that's really cool. And if you're tracking the progression of your gameplay that way, it works out really well. But when people want to play high fantasy games, you have to do a little extra work.
Yeah.
But they're still really powerful. Yeah, like that would make a monk a powerhouse.
I mean, Pathfinder had that for the monks as well.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the gloves. Those gloves specifically.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, giving a monk a 2d10, I mean, if you give that to a monk before level 5, they would just destroy everything forever. And yeah, thank you for posting the Demigorgon and the gnome.
It's one of my favorite things.
It's pretty great. I love that character. He's just so happy. Francis. I have a minion.
I don't think I've seen this.
Oh, you should watch it.
Great.
It's definitely good.
I found it when I first started getting into D&D.
I think I watched that the day it came out. Some of my friends were like, "Oh my god, gnomes!" And I was like, "Oh, all right."
How did I not know this?
Maybe they were excited about the tieflings. I don't remember.
Probably tieflings.
Probably tieflings. It was about the time that this came out was when I actually started playing some 4th edition. And because my friends were like, "We have to play this." And I was like, "All right, whatever, let's do it." And it was like, "This is all right." I think what really happened is we played it and we're like, this feels a lot like World of Warcraft. Do you guys want to just keep playing World of Warcraft? And they're like, yeah. I was like, all right. Blatant abuse of templates by one of my friends, by the way. Which I always remember. Because he made himself an undead Warforged construct golem. And I was like, that's too many things. You can't be all of those things. How are you doing, Bri? Hello. Thank you for the tip, by the way. Imagine the extra damage on the way to Astral Self. You can do 5 attacks with Flurry of Blows, Capstone ability, so you can do a total of 15d10 at least. Yeah, that's super powerful. Super powerful.
Only if you get that high level.
Yeah, I mean, that once again is the same thing, right? Like, as soon as you get level 20, you're going to break something. 3.5 was really funny because it's just like, okay, I have the spell slots now so I can cast Black Tentacle and Reverse Time. I'm going to cast all my spells. It's like, what? Yeah, so I'm just going to take enough turns that I can cast all my spell slots right now. Great. It's like, that's why we don't play 5e anymore, or 3.5 anymore.
It busted.
Yeah, it broke.
I just love hearing stories of whenever someone was playing a wizard in 3.5.
Yeah.
And then they get hit by, like, Dispel Magic or something.
Yeah, because I think in 3.5 wizards had D4 hit points. Is that still the case? I think they get D6 and 5e, right?
Yeah, it's D6.
Yeah, it used to be a D4.
And so like they'll be like walking around with mage armor, fly, and invisibility, and they'll get hit with like some sort of anti-magic and just drop down to the ground and die.
I cornered the ferrets and given them toys and bribes. I might get a drink of Pepsi. Taking a Pepsi break for lunch.
Pepsi.
We were talking about beard braids yesterday, and I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to try beard braids, yeah. I don't like this anymore.
I don't need this anymore.
I gotta step away for a minute, so I'm
Okay.
gonna hide my page. Probably be back 5, maybe 10 minutes, and I'll continue with my drawing.
Sounds good. This might be a good opportunity to run an ad. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna. I want to do that so bad because I love money, but I think I don't care anymore. Like, I think I don't need to be enforcing ads on anybody. So if an ad pops up, not my fault, but well, I mean, not directly my fault. It's still my fault. Please watch the ads. But I won't be doing any extra ads anymore. I'm just gonna go to a be right back screen. I haven't made a decision. I hate everything I've done here. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just like, for what I want, it's just not what I want. It's okay. Like, I have a bugbear with knives. Like, I need to lean into that so hard. Like, this is...
lean on Jax, or Dax, whatever his name is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's kind of... Yeah, exactly. That's where I want a pose that, like, shows off the knives. Just like big old blades. Gloves of soul catching. Your constitution score is 20 while you wear these gloves. This property of the gloves has no effect on your constitution if it's already 20 or higher. After making successful unarmed strike, okay, while wearing these gloves, good. You can use the gloves to deal an extra 2d10 force damage at the target, and you regain a number of hit points equal to the force damage dealt. Alternatively, instead of. Oh, or. And no, it says, and you regain a number of hit points equal to the force damage. Alternatively, the rest of it's missing. Okay, that's fine. Alliteration. Yeah. That makes sense. It makes sense. What? YouTube chat? YouTube chat, what are you doing? Why are you over there? That was weird. Do beard braids. More alliteration. Oh, God. I guess so, yeah.
I think it does love their alliterations.
Braided beard beads.
I know both Barbarian and Bugbear.
Yep. How's everybody doing this fine Wednesday? I hope your week's been treating you well.
Well, I've now been wanting to find some way to play 5th edition to test, well, not test out, but to try out the Oath of Watchers Paladin.
Oath of Watchers? I actually haven't... Where's that from?
It's from Tasha's.
Is it really?
Yep. It was the only new paladin they added.
I have not looked into this paladin.
So the Oath of the Watchers is like, it's very much on theme of being a paladin, like fighting against like extraplanar forces.
Yeah, because I'm all about that. I'm okay.
But it's like,
I just don't look at paladins enough.
yeah, it's fair. The paladins are a good class in 5th edition.
Yeah, very powerful.
But they're also sort of like, way I almost see them as like one part investigator, one part paladin.
Interesting. Well, yeah, they have like the weird hunter's mark thing, right? Which is strange. That might be a specific
not really
time.
hunter's mark, but it's like you get like a lot of the flavor is based around like doing investigations, and you get like spells like alarm, detect magic, see invisibility, counter spell.
They went a little more like Inquisitor than. Yeah, Investigator. I think you're right.
Yeah, I didn't really want to go with Inquisitor because that gives a very like zealous and crazy religious vibe.
Yeah, which I think it's essentially like a rogue paladin, right? In Pathfinder,
Yeah,
the Investigator is, or is it more of a rogue alchemist? It's weird.
way they phrase it on like the SRD is a fusion of rogue and alchemist.
Yeah.
But like you get like Aura of Sentinel at 7th level, so like you give out like an aura of alertness, and so creatures get like a
bonus to
their
initiative.
Yeah. Yep. And like when you're channeling divinities, you can like turn any aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend.
You can just turn them instead of turn undead.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because it's like that'd be kind of a cool way to play like an investigator paladin without double dipping into rogue. But I might do it anyways.
I might have a fun way to do that for the Pathfinder or the Ashfont campaign if you're interested. I essentially want to play the Ashfont campaign, but I want it to be outside of the tower.
Okay.
And I think that would be really fun. I did this thing again where I wanted to draw a braid and I accidentally drew like a monkey bread. Which is it's similar, but like not the same. It's not how it works. It's a little too poofy.
I was like, holla.
Yeah. Is holla braided the same way?
Holla is braided with like 6 strands of bread.
6 pleats? Right, holla looks like this, right? Where it's like multiple pleats kind of going through, but in a loaf.
Yeah.
I guess kind of like that. Okay.
So good.
Whereas monkey bread is just like, it's a knot twisted. It's almost like a giant cinnamon bun of pleats. Fishtail. I love bread. Bread's good. No memeing, just love bread.
Bread is life. Unless you can't eat it, then maybe not.
You know what? I'm still technically gluten positive. Like I can eat it. Yeah, I sometimes wonder. Yeah, my body's just slowly waiting to take away things I love. It's like, that's not cool. But, I just fucking love bread, alright? Nice. Yeah, if we get some more Patreon members that want to do some 5e, we might do an Ashfont campaign outside of the tower. I think that would be fun.
Yeah. I'm kind of missing 5e at the moment. I was like, miss rolling insight checks and stuff like that.
I do that all the time when I play Pathfinder. I switch it up and I'm like, all right, roll me an insight check. I'm like, that doesn't exist. I'm like, just fucking roll the dice. Like, I don't care. Just roll the dice, use your wisdom, or use your int. Stop being difficult.
1 to 2.
Wisdom save. Will save? Yes. Like, they are the same. If you understand what I'm saying, just roll the dice.
Either that or charisma save.
Yep. Oh god, charisma saves.
Because I think a will save could easily be translated as either wisdom or charisma.
Yeah, and there are a handful of ones in Pathfinder that do have the charisma saves. If it's like a domination effect.
Mm-hmm.
But usually that's only for contested things, like roll a flat charisma against their spell save. But wisdom is just fine. I think the defense against it is definitely, you can make your argument for it.
Because I know, like, these DMs I follow, I've talked about it a few times, the web DMs.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about Eric Coker one day, and he said, if I have an Eric Coker player and they're in a dungeon, I'm going to have them be making charisma saves to keep their crap together.
Just being trapped underground. It's like, ah.
Yeah. He's like, of course an Eric Coker's going to have, like, innate claustrophobia if they're miles underneath the earth.
See, I think charisma is interesting, and part of it is, I like will saves over a wisdom save, because the idea that your will save is your will, right? Like your ability to be cognizant of yourself, I guess, or so it being based on wisdom kind of makes sense, but charisma is supposed to be this outward projection of yourself, so you're still using a lot of wisdom spells coincide with charisma based spells. And it feels weird that they're kind of interchangeable and not interchangeable, and I've always been a little on the fence about that, because I feel like your will save should include your charisma, because you're enforcing your will on somebody, and clerics kind of went that way.
A new stat called willpower.
I mean, yeah. I think that's kind of where my mind's at. But once again, you don't need to complicate it that much. And stacking stats is, if Elden Ring has taught us anything, is that's a bad idea.
Actually, I was playing a new character last night.
It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. Elden Ring's a good game.
I'm just surprised that I've enjoyed it so much, because I've not enjoyed a lot of Dark Souls games.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring is one of the few games by From Software that I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this. What did they do differently?
I don't want to say it because it'll make people mad. They made the game easier, is what they did.
If that's the case, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, they made the game easier. No, I think that really is. They simplified the stats in a way that made it very easy to amp up your character. Like in the original Dark Souls, or without Demon Souls, without buying a boss weapon, there were plenty of situations where you would start the game with your armor and your sword, and that was the only thing you used until the end of the game. And that, like, it was purely skill based, because there wasn't a lot of stat padding, and then as the games progressed, you started getting more and more stat padding, and it was easier to level. And Elden Ring is very forgiving when it comes to leveling up and having means of leveling up, partially because since it's open world, there is so much content to just go do. This is too hard, you can go somewhere else. In the other games, it was like, if this place is too hard, you're fucked, you have to go that way. So because it's kind of off the rails, it let a lot of people kind of set their own pace, which in my mind is easier, but not a bad idea. I think it was really good. It's still a good game. Like, it's not a bad thing. And inherently allowed a lot of more people to take on a Souls-like game because they got to set their pacing. I'm not going to fight Randuin right now. Fuck you, I'm out. Just like, cool.
I'm not going to fight this tree sentinel that's right from the church I need to go to, because I don't have to.
Whereas in the old games, it's like, I can't beat this giant fucking armor bitch who just keeps bouncing me off the level, and the only way that I can beat him is if I kill the guys in front of him 1,000 times to get stronger. It was frustrating. There were definitely like checkpoints in that game where it's just like, Sounds
like you're talking about the Iron Golem in Dark Souls 1.
Yep. Yep. So, I think Elden Ring is great. I think they did a good job. But the real trick behind it was that they made the game easier, which is what it kind of needed for people to really pick it up.
I definitely appreciate, because I've played Dark Souls 1, 2, and a bit of 3.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I did not like about the earlier ones is how clunky they felt. Like, you just felt like you were moving through sludge.
So, yeah, that was one of the reasons I really liked those games, because compared to Dynasty Warrior or what was the other? Dynasty Warrior. I don't know, even maybe Ninja Gaiden was a similar concept before the Souls games came out. The Souls games felt very heavy. Partially because they were probably based off of Armor Core. Like, I think that's the other thing people don't realize is that the Dark Souls games are much more akin to Armor Core games than other things. And so, yeah, you went from, like, loving that feeling of being a giant robot to now being a tiny undead man. And it still felt kind of that similar reactionary movement, just toned down.
Yeah.
I really like that. It felt heavy. And like when you wanted to build armor, you felt tough until you got murdered. But
yeah.
That was nice. That was one of the few games that did that without really compromising on it. Whereas I think like Bloodborne is the opposite, and that was the correction. Was they're like, oh, people feel like it's too slow. Let's do only dodging, not make armor slow you down too much, and have it be based around dexterity. Because people like that. And it's like, cool, great. I'm not a big fan of Bloodborne because of that.
Yeah. Well, Bloodborne, there really isn't, like, armor.
Yeah.
So, you're just walking around at most maybe leathers.
Yeah, Bloodborne is a simplified version of the Souls game, removing a lot of the heavy armor components. And magic, actually, because they simplified the magic system, too. So Bloodborne is Bloodborne is essentially like Dark Souls Light, which people loved and people really liked. And that's why I think then Elden Ring is that same idea, but then they re-added the stuff back into it. And so it still has that Bloodborne feel to it if you pick one of those faster characters, but they brought back the older, heavier stuff, which I really appreciate. So I think really smart on their part.
Now made it where, like, if you're on, like, a light equip load, you actually roll fast, or, like, at a greater distance.
Interesting.
Because, like, you don't have anything bogging you down, so of course you're going to be able to, like, jump and move a little bit farther.
Well, so that was always in all of the Souls games. Well, I don't know, maybe, are you, like, physical distance versus speed?
There is, like a physical distance.
Okay.
Like,
Gotcha.
So, like, if you're wearing medium, you kind of roll at the normal pace.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in light, you do, like, a pound, not so much like a pound speed, like you kind of, like, dived and rolled.
Interesting.
Farther.
Yeah, because, like, we used to call it fatty rolling. If you had your here's your box, right? And you're like, I'm gonna roll. And if you were a tank in fully heavy armor, you're like, I'm gonna roll, and you just go blah. Like, you basically just fall over. Blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah. I always liked fatty rolling. It was funny. Yeah, kung. I'll have to do that sometime. Put on all the heaviest armor and then roll. It's really funny. You have to be able to do it, though, is the problem. Because, like, if you wear too much heavy armor, you just trip. Like, ah. One of these days I'll install the multiplayer mod for that game and I'll play it again. Druid, I see that you've added the actual Hellhound instead of putting it inside. Putting it inside of her, that doesn't sound right.
I was going to do, like, Hellhound tattoos all over her torso.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But then I drew, like, a whole fucking standing pose, and I didn't want to draw a whole bunch of tiny hellhounds, so...
Sure. That makes sense. That makes sense. I need to I have a commission that I'm working on. Probably should work on that today. A little bit more on Twitch after this. What time is it? Is it 2 o'clock yet? 1 o'clock. Yeah, we got time. We're good.
Hellhounds are cool.
Servers.
Fun to draw. Seriously, why are skulls so much fun to draw?
Because we like flaunting with death. Flirting with death. It's a macabre sycophantation with it. Sycophantation? Fixation. That's my guess. Bard behavior. Soul knife, but your side blade is a set of hellhound chompers. That's pretty funny.
I'm sorry, I got
Bite.
blade. Brother was on the line.
You're good.
So I heard most of what you were saying, Rick, about heavy armor and stuff.
Gotcha.
I just couldn't reply.
Fatty rolling, man. Fatty rolling where it's at.
Art Havel.
Havel's great. Oh man, I used to rock Havel's armor and 2 great shields. Ooh boy. That was back when PvP was all about the spin.
There's these YouTubers I watch called Rage Gaming Videos.
Oh, good. That sounds...
Oh, they don't rage.
Okay.
It's just the name that they went with. And they've been doing these when Elden Ring breaks.
That actually sounds pretty good.
And it's not so much when it just simply breaks, but it's like weird, odd moments or that people submit in.
What's going on? What's happening? I'm stuck.
Yeah. It's like...
What is my life?
They'll hop on the horse and the horse just disappears.
Yep. I've seen that one.
Air and then die. It's like, I'm in danger.
Oh, I've seen that one. I've done that one. The best one is when you get on your horse and fall through the level. It's like bloop bloop. It's like what? What? I'm falling. What? I'm falling. Okay. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. 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 And I'm dead.
And a lot of people. There's this big stone shield that people love using just to bash people with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called the Fingerprint Shield.
All right. I don't know if I've seen that one.
It looks like a tombstone.
Gotcha.
And so, like, it also causes madness.
Oh, good. That's what we need.
So they only use it for PvP.
Yeah.
And then just, like, pain train people down to the ground. And so they obviously will be adding the Heavy's voiceover to it.
Heavy as in TF2 heavy?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Not up on my mute. I don't think I've ever played TF2. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna float that and let the internet decide what to do with it. I don't think I've ever played TF2.
Neither have I, but my brother loves it and is constantly sharing animatics or animations with me.
When I was going to school for, well, all kinds of shit. That was the thing, right? Like everyone got access to the source engine, and then all of a sudden everybody had access to the TF2 models and rigs, and they're like, I can become an animator and a TV person now. And it was just like, it was the time for the shittiest animation and bad jokes that then like devolved into what I'm gonna call shit humor is now. And at the time it was just like, what is this? Like, You guys were given the keys to the universe, and this is what's happening, and it makes me so sad. So I just didn't get into it. I didn't get into it, and I never played TF2 because the memes were so hard that I was just like, I'm good. Even though I probably would have enjoyed it. I think it's probably a pretty good game. But I got memed away from it.
Yeah, when Elden Ring breaks, it's pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it is just like people be like jumping through and like they'll land on an elevator and just fall through the world.
Yep.
It's like I've never had any of these things happen to me.
Weird.
Yet. Knock on wood.
Are you playing on console? That's why, yeah. So the problem with a lot of games that are across platform are optimized to console. So especially like for a long time, Xbox was a little bit behind the curve. So if you played things on Xbox, it ran smooth. And then you go to PlayStation and there would be some bugs because like, yeah, we turned some stuff up. And it's like, oh, we shouldn't have done that. And then on PC, PC's like, run it on Ultra, and then your hardware explodes. Like is what happened with there have been a few games like I can't remember what it's called. Shoot. StarCraft 2 did it. StarCraft 2 released their first iteration, and it literally melted people's video cards. That was funny. And then I think, what's the one in space? What's the space sexy game that everybody loves?
Eve?
No, no, that's not the sexy game. That's the spaceship mining game. The one where the ending was so bad they redid it.
I have no idea.
It's KOTOR, but in space. Help. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was another bad one, but
The only thing that's coming to my mind is Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Yep, Mass Effect did that. They released it and they optimized it for the consoles, but not for PC. And it broke. It broke real hard. I think it was Mass Effect.
Yeah. Only reason they had to redo the ending was because of EA.
And that's kind of the problem with PCs. It's like all the hardware is different, so no one really knows what's going to happen. And that's something you have to quality assurance and playtest. And there's a lot of companies that's where they're cutting costs. Like, yeah, we'll fix it after launch. It's like, but it's not going to be playable at launch. They're like, yeah, we'll fix it. Yeah. We'll fix it in post. It's like, this is way beyond post. Release is after post. Please fix first. Yeah. So.
And then you got games that are like now just being solely made for PC, like Baldur's Gate 3.
And see, I bet they'll have the console release, but it makes sense for them to play test it on PC because then they get the widest range of optimization and system requirements. So I'm really glad they aren't trying to push like Xbox builds for it, because that would just be a hassle and it would cause so much more problems. So develop it for PC, and then they can go back and they can clean it up for consoles and downgrade it, because that's what's going to have to happen. They're going to have to downgrade it a little bit, just a little bit, and it probably won't be noticeable for like the PS4.
That's what Lorien Studios did with Divinity 2.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like it was solely for PC. They later, like a year or two later, released it for Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, you just poured it over. It takes a little more time to build it that way, but I think it makes the games run a little smoother than trying to build them for console first, because you have to build it with optimization in mind, and that just leads to a little bit of jank. But it works. They both work. They're just different build styles.
Hello.
Oh, good God, that was so loud. Hello, Dalcor. How are you?
Hi, Dalcor.
Let's say, who let the demon in?
I'm doing good. Just got finished reading all the student loan stuff.
Yep, we're on YouTube. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Oh, internet. Why do you spurn me so? I think I broke this real bad. This arm needs. I wanted to have long arms, but I didn't make long arms. I just made a really long bicep.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better.
It's much better.
Get out of here. There we go. burlier. How are you doing, Delcor?
Doing fairly well. I'm just looking at you, looking at the drawing.
Nice.
See ya.
I think I want to do one more before we call it today.
This will probably be my last one.
Did you make all your millions on Final Fantasy?
I did not.
Oh,
I mean, I made money, just not millions.
gotcha. For those of you who don't know, there was a patch update for Final Fantasy 14. They released a new raid, which is exciting. How'd your raid go, by the way? Did you beat your old boss?
No, we didn't.
Bummer. I'm just gonna cheat. I think we're just gonna fill this in. We're not gonna
Such cheating.
We're not gonna draw the body. We're just gonna draw the shape, and then we're good. We just don't need to. It's just not important. It's just not important today. It actually detracts from the daggers, but whatever. Have you played or heard of Cult of the Lamb? I have not, Megumi. I don't know what that is. I've never played Team Fortress 2, but I play with some of the robot modelers in Blender. Models in Blender. Yeah, nice.
Cult of the Lamb is this very, very funny little cartoony game. It's a roguelike, right?
I have no idea.
Only reason I've heard of it was because it was trending on Twitter. I was like, and every time I would scroll past something, it was something related to it. I'm like, please stop.
It is a roguelite. Okay.
It's very funny. The only thing that I know for sure about it is your character is like a little cartoony anthropomorphized lamb, and you go through levels, recruiting people and killing monsters. And the people you recruit basically join your cult, and you can sacrifice them to demons for new powers.
Okay. Might have to check that out.
It's very funny.
One of us. One of us.
That looks pretty good. I might have to try that. Maybe we'll play that on Friday or something. I don't know. All right. Add a spiral, because all things need spirals. And I think I'm going to call it.
I mean,
All right.
It is a universal system.
Here we go.
Everyone has spirals.
We have so many. I might have to do another Friday stream. You can also have a Cthulhu follower. Cthulhu's. A white-skinned thiefling? I assume that's supposed to be tiefling bard lady that uses a guitar as an axe and likes rock. She has a small music band on imps. Oh, she has a band of imps. Okay. I follow her around. All right. So, like, goth tiefling bard. I'm down. That sounds like a thing I can draw. Da, 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 da. Oops. I'm gonna take a quick.
I almost suggested a bard.
I'll be right back. 1 second.
Now we can hijack the stream.
Quick, everybody riot!
Let's talk about politics and everything that doesn't
Ugh,
want to talk
no,
about.
I don't. I don't want to talk about politics either.
The Lords of Waterdeep. They really. We should just overthrow the Lords of Waterdeep. They've been in power for too long. I mean,
half of
they're
them are
essentially
probably
immortal
vampires.
beings, and it's just. I think they're taking Waterdeep in the wrong direction.
I'm not saying no. What is the right direction?
I mean,
I'm
I
not putting.
think
I'm not putting you in power or giving you any power to direct political stuff until I know where your morality lies.
well, you see, as Corvus said, they're probably run by just a bunch of vampires. So I say I'm part of the stake to the heart party. I think each and every vampire deserves a stake to the heart.
Okay.
And I haven't really planned past that. That's just my political belief is stake to the heart.
Fair.
Sorry. You could maybe even call me a bleeding heart.
Oh. I was wondering where this conversation was going to head. It's like, where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Oh, Waterdeep. Okay.
I actually have absolutely zero ideas about like the intricacies and the politics of Waterdeep. Oh no, Rook's back. Quick. Talk about something else.
I'm gonna
Everyone
burn,
had.
burn the website down.
We absolutely were not talking about politics. You can ask chat. They'll verify it was absolutely 100% D&D content.
Mm-hmm. If I get demonetized, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit.
I highly doubt you'll get demonetized from what we talked about.
I have a
Well, Dark
dragon
Horse
called Abu Takers? I don't know what Abu is. Let's not start a cult. That was the first like 3 weeks of this Discord. Was everybody trying to start a cult?
Isn't that kind of the first 3 weeks of every Discord though?
I was just one person trying to start a cult.
One of the Discords I'm in really leaned into the whole cult system, and there were several cults. It was fun, and then it died because people got tired of maintaining it.
As most cults do.
Yep. Without knowing anything about the intricacies and politics of Waterdeep, I started talking about the intricacies and politics of Waterdeep.
Gotcha.
And I vowed that I would create the Bleeding Heart Party, a party dedicated to staking the hearts of vampires.
Is Waterdeep not founded by vampires?
I mean, probably, which is why I thought it was quite divisive. Be very divisive party.
Because no one knows who runs Waterdeep. They're just called the Masked Lords.
Gotcha.
It's like, oh, they're probably just vampires.
How do you know who is a vampire? Stake to the heart to everyone. I can see the unintended consequences. No politics. Yep. Cult for rugby.
Give everyone a silver ring and tell them to put it on.
Yep. If you don't put on your silver ring, or your silver ring does something once you put it on, stake to the heart. Unapologetic.
Yeah, I don't like where this is going.
No way.
It's not going anywhere at all.
I need like I need like a really sick Jonah Jet pose in the chat. People don't know who Jonah Jet is. Just get out.
Oof, my brain is done.
I actually do know who this is. It just...
Okay, I typed it in and I got a lot of weird stuff that I didn't want.
No, I'm actually quite. I didn't know Joanne Jett, but now I know Joanne Jett.
Apparently, Jonas Jett is somebody very different.
Yeah.
If you type the name wrong.
But Joanne Jett is who you were talking about.
Yes, I was. That is correct. Joanne Jett and the Blackhearts. The Runaways.
That's who you're talking about, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta love that band hair. Okay. I found a good one. Power stance.
Power metal.
Jonah Jett. That would make an interesting campaign idea. Just the whole party determined to hunt vampires. I think that would be a great campaign, yeah. Vampire hunters.
I'll be the Vampire Slayer. Beats D&D.
Mm-hmm. They have some feats for that.
Did they?
Yeah. The Chosen One feat is really funny.
I do know there's a background in second edition that's like the blessed one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That would probably work.
Blessed / curse. Flip of a coin, it could be both.
It's supposed to be a tiefling, which I think matches the punk rock and roll aesthetic pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, had many tieflings lately.
No, I haven't.
The plasmoids must have replaced people's love.
Maybe. I think it was the kobolds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to suggest like a power metal bard who is an air genasi.
Power metal air genasi. That sounds pretty good.
Yep. Uses their lightning magic to power their guitar. It's mainly because I was listening to a lot of Sataphon and Fire Force yesterday.
Fire Force?
Not Fire Force,
cool.
Dragon Force.
Dragon Force? Okay.
I'm actually gonna go see Sabaton in September.
Oh, nice.
I like some of this, and I hate a lot of it.
We'll find what you like and emphasize it.
Yep.
Thank you for actually saying Sabaton, because I think I may have accidentally just double booked.
Oh no.
I did not. Okay, cool.
Okay.
A friend just invited me to a ska show a day after Sabaton. I was like, wait a minute. Those dates were close.
I think I'm already going to that.
I know my parents wanted to go to a Led Zeppelin concert that was happening this weekend, but ticket sales went through the roof after like the first week.
I bet. Too much. There we go. Eyes, nose, mouth, mouth, mouth. Draw a line. What has happened? Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. There we go. Okay. Something like that. I'll do like a tight bun and then straight hair here. And then I want to do some like floofs. Maybe tank top's not the right way to go. Like, I want to do leather jacket, I think. I think I'm going to go leather jacket. Maybe that's a little too punky, but I don't care. It feels more tiefling.
Oh, shoulder spikes.
Yep, good old shoulder spikes. I forgot to go shopping this morning. Dang. Oh well. I'll go tomorrow.
Gotta get that food.
The guitar should really be like down here. Which I do want it to make it. I do want it to be an actual axe. I think that's pretty great.
Battle loots.
Yep.
Very Marceline the Vampire Queen.
Oh yeah. The more funky, the better. That's good. Means I get to draw a spiked belt.
These more belts.
Who's the lead singer of... Oh no. Hold on a second. I gotta look something up. Oh, okay. Funny. The Runaways. Is that right? Yeah, okay. So many different pictures.
All the pictures.
All the pictures. Holy shit, she actually has a picture of the belt that I draw all the time. The big metal rings on it. Apparently that's not something that I came up with. I found my influences. I don't think we're going to get any more done today. So, I'm going to redo this, and I'm going to do it good. That's my plan. Here we go. And if people want, we can do another one on Friday. I think that works pretty good, having 2 days to do the viewer suggestion. Surprisingly, yeah. I didn't get any more suggestions between Wednesday and Friday last week, which I thought I would. So, who knows? Gotta go. I'm not doing hot anymore. Need to lay down. No problem. We'll catch you later, Druid. Thanks for hanging out. Maybe don't be so spiky. How's that doing? If we turn that off, how's that look? Not bad. Yeah, the weapon is obviously inspired by Marceline. Always loved Adventure Time. It's a good one. I mean, is it called a battle loot? I think that's an actual term that people have used before. There's definitely a lot of axes, right? Because it's the musical term people use. I mean, it's a guitar. It's a guitar, it's a lute. Gotta get my axe. Shred. Great. What time is it? 1:43. We have a little bit of time left. When in doubt, pinky out. That's the plan. When in doubt, pinky out. Does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? Any fun plans for the rest of the week? Anybody got any fun D&D plans? Any new art projects? Ooh. Maybe we give the shredded. I think we're gonna do the. Yep. That's what we're doing.
My birthday's tomorrow, so I'll be. I'm having dinner with the folks after work.
Woo! Have a birthday.
And then I was invited to a barbecue by a few coworkers this afternoon after work, like sort of spontaneously.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Barbecue sounds pretty good. I should pull that chicken out of the fridge. Delcor, you may have figured out my dinner problems.
And then Saturday, I have Friday, I have a small group of friends coming over, and we'll probably hang out for a bit.
Nice.
And then Saturday, I'm going to a friend's birthday.
Everybody's born this month for some reason.
Don't do the math. It's fairly evident why everybody's born this month.
Yeah. It's okay.
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Nothing like cooking turkeys and making babies.
was curious whether the data existed on which month. It does indeed look like August.
Yeah, I mean that stuff definitely exists because like I remember there's like a baby boom after a New York power outage.
Yep.
Like they keep track of that kind of stuff. It's funny. I think I actually liked it better without the cut sleeves. This is fantasy, right? So we're going to give her a pauldron. Not enough pauldrons.
I almost thought you said cauldron. I was like, she ain't a witch.
There's got to be a witch-themed punk band out there somewhere. Oof, I lost it. I lost this arm. Foreshadowing on guitars is hard. I should play my guitar more. It just sits in that room. It was one of the first things I ever bought with my first job. I went and bought a nice hat, and I bought a guitar from a pawn shop. It was great.
Nice. I kind of want to pick up a ukulele.
They're pretty cheap, actually.
Yeah.
I have one.
Ukulele or banjo, but I also
Banjos are expensive.
curious whether I should learn how to play a guitar before I pick up either one.
They are inherently different. They are inherently different. Like they have different different chord progressions. So, or not
Yeah,
progressions, but
they're-
like placements. So they are different instruments.
There is some overlap.
Yeah, a little bit. If you can play the guitar, you can pick up a ukulele and figure shit out. Like that's really fine. Probably the same with the banjo, but the banjo has a different string alignment. Like you can get a ukulele that's in the same key or similar enough. But banjos have a, what's it called? Man, it's been a long time.
Droning string?
A droning string kind of thing, yeah. I don't know if is that actually what it's called? Or
yeah,
is it
drone
okay.
string. It's the fifth string on the banjo.
Yeah.
It's like halfway up the neck.
Bling.
I do know my way around some folk instruments, being where I'm from.
We call them regular instruments here. I used to go to a guitar center all the time. Like that was what I did with my free time on the weekends because I didn't have any friends. And I would just go there and I'd play the banjo. And then as soon as somebody else showed up, I would just leave. It's like, goodbye.
My great uncle, he was in a band most of his life and played like folk music and played the mandolin.
Nice.
I really like bluegrass music. Bluegrass has a
He
lot of
records.
banjo.
Made in the Bluegrass Hall of Fame here.
Nice.
So somewhat famous in that particular circle.
Sure. Ooh, this hand is not garbage.
Menlo's a weird instrument, though. So small.
Yeah, Delco, if you want to come borrow my banjo, not my banjo, my ukulele, you're welcome to it.
I have a guitar. It's just last time I checked, it was incredibly out of tune.
I can tune that for you if you want.
Oh, good to know. Actually, may take you up on that.
Yeah, next time I come over, I'll bring my tuner. We'll just do that. I used to be able to tune a guitar by ear. I've not done that in a long time. Hell, the last time I did that, I was randomly at my grandparents' house on Christmas, and my cousin got a guitar, and no one in the house knew how to tune it, and I was like, oh, crap. I had to like try to tune it by ear. I was like, here we go. Best of luck. Used to could. All right, I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm just kind of slowly noodling now. I'll probably give a little more detail on here. I'm gonna get like some stitching on there. Get some leathers, maybe some pockets. But I think we are done. Let's make the neck really dark here because it's in the back. Yeah. I think that's probably where we'll call it today. Probably be around, hopefully, on Twitch tomorrow, if people would like. I do have to work on that commission still, so we'll see how much we get of that done today. If you are looking to get a character drawn for like a full commission with color and art, let me know. We can hang out on what's the word my brain is trying to do? Discord. There we go. Come hang out on Discord, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Come hang out on Discord, and then if you would like to hang out with us on Friday again, we will be probably doing this, most likely. If not, maybe I'll have a video out, but I doubt I'm going to finish the video before then. So we'll do that. People are welcome to join on Friday as well if you'd like to come draw with us. I really do enjoy it when people draw with us. Otherwise, that's it. That's all I got for the day. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.